another edition of Keeping Up with Vestavia Athletics, presented by Olch Mulch. If you're around the Vestavia area, you're looking for landscaping, you have stone masonry needs, anything like that, look to Olch Mulch, and we appreciate them allowing us to be here each and every week to bring you Keeping Up with Vestavia Athletics. I'm joined by head football coach, Coach Robert Evans, fresh off of another region victory for this team, and a big one Friday night, Coach, as you guys go out and really take care of business against Chelsea. And everybody knew going into the year that they kind of were against the grain a little bit with having to go up and move up in classification, come into this region. But we've seen them have some really successful games so far during this year, and you guys were able to go out and take care of business Friday. You had to be proud of the way that your team approached that game and was able to go out there and do that.
We can turn on the tape, and, it's obvious now Tuscaloosa County's 3-1 in the region, and they lost by 1 in overtime, came up literally half a yard short of beating Tuscaloosa County. They beat Oak Mountain 21-7 for the first time in a long time, and then they've been in some other close games, and so we had total respect for our opponent. We're not good enough yet as a program to just show up and play. I mean, I hope we don't ever just show up and play, but we, kind of point of emphasis for us was to try to pick up our pace, and that's what we worked on the off week, and we're able to take the ball right down the field the first 2 drives, get up, and then we blocked a punt for a touchdown, and we're up 21-0 6 minutes into the game, and really that kind of set the tempo for the night. And so I was proud of the guys that we didn't take them lightly, and we're not good enough to take anyone lightly, but we handled our business the way we should have handled our business, and we're able to get some other guys in the second half, and that's always important because we've got a big roster, and you want everybody to have the opportunity to play on Friday nights. We had a great crowd, and it's a good homecoming scene, and had a big gate, and so it was overall just a tremendous homecoming week, and we capped it off with a big win.
I think another big thing is, you get up on someone, and, we saw it this weekend. Teams can get up on someone, all of a sudden you let off the gas, the other team can get back in the ball game. Your team didn't allow that to happen. They kept their foot on the gas, and that had to be another thing that you were really proud of.
We were a similar situation with Homewood early in the season. We were at 35-0 at half and didn't do anything in the second half, and was just kind of disappointed, and so talked about wanting to score more and put the game completely out of reach, and we were able to do that and score 2 touchdowns in the second half. And outside of one drive, when our 2s went in, was proud of the way we played defensively. Thought we played hard and were creative. And I thought Coach Rainey and Coach Franklin called 2 good games, or 2 good sides of the ball for that game. And but yeah, we were able to get some guys out that needed a little bit of rest. And everybody's got some stuff going on this time of year, whether it's bruises or really for us, it's we've had a bunch of cold and seasonal allergy stuff going around. So we're able to rest some people and get them out and hopefully get them fresh for this Friday.
Another big thing we talked about, you get out of your routine. You have the bye week and all that, and to see your team respond well and not go out there and kind of sleepwalk through the beginning, anything like that. What did that really show you about this group?
Well, you always worry about the homecoming week because there's so much stuff going on and there's a lot of distraction. So I think, honestly, we're a little bit of an older team in that we have 42 seniors, and so I think those guys, you credit those guys for being able to handle that. And I had to get on them a little bit towards the end of the week. We were a little bit too loosey-goosey, and but I thought our guys were ready to play, and you credit our seniors for their leadership heading into the game, and obviously, again, we're not good enough to just show up and just play with anybody. Our guys have shown up every week, and we've been in games because we've been emotionally, physically ready to go, and last week was no different.
You talked about getting up, getting some other guys in. You mentioned 42 seniors, a lot of experience that you are going to be losing. So how big is it to have a game where you can get some younger guys' experience?
We're always trying to get between Monday nights, and if you can get it, and we've been in 2 situations where we've been able to, 2 or 3 situations where we've been able to get our backups quality reps and extended reps. And so our sophomores and juniors get work on Monday night, but even during practice, every practice we have, we're trying to get our younger guys reps. When we go to our team, good on good stuff, they're on the other end of the field getting quality reps as well. And so I'm just a firm believer that the more repetitions you get in any facet of life, the better you're going to be long term. And so our sophomores are going against each other daily. A lot of times we're doing full speed tackle things with them on the other side of the field. And so it's starting to show. They played a good game last night against Chelsea and looked fresh and crisp, and were able to do a lot of things. But that's just kind of the belief of our program, that the more reps you're able to get on a daily basis, that those things accrue over time, and there's an incremental increase over time in your knowledge of our offensive and defensive system, and just being able to execute what's asked of you on each particular play.
Tell me a little bit about this Hewitt Trussville team and what really stands out to you when you watch them on
Well,
film.
I thought they outplayed Thompson the other night. I really did, and I think they're super disappointed to lose that game, and understand why. You know, I thought they really outplayed them, and outside of a pick six, I'm sure Coach Floyd's son would have liked to have that ball back, but outside of the pick six, I thought they really played a good game. They're similar to us in that they've lost. Other losses have been to quality opponents. They've lost to Hoover, they've lost to Central Phoenix City, and they've lost to Thompson. We've lost to Hoover and Thompson and Mountain Brook, same deal. So we're in many regards the same as always. They're a big, talented, athletic bunch, and they're probably the only team that has the ability to play faster than us. And you know, I would imagine we would get a good bit of pace, but you know, to me, their team starts with Coach Floyd's son. Peyton Floyd is an outstanding player, and you can tell he's a coach's kid. It means a lot to him. Everybody that you talk to about them says, man, that kid's a winner, and he is a winner. You can tell by the way he plays and how much it means to him. But I understand that. I was a coach's kid, and it's just going to mean more when you grow up in the locker room. When it's your time to play, you don't want to disappoint your dad, and I'm sure Peyton's no different. But he's an outstanding player. And then defensively, you know, they're big and athletic up front. They've got good skill in the secondary. They've got a corner committed to Tennessee, a defensive end committed to Alabama. So they're very very athletic, and they do good things on both sides. And it'll be a challenge for us to play a clean game and to try to be as explosive as we can be. And we got to hit some explosive plays. That's kind of the name of the game. We hit some the other night, and if we do that, we'll have the chance in the second half. If not, then it'll be a tough go for us. But we want to be in these type of games where, you know, the game has significant meaning for the playoff race, and the next 3 weeks really for us are significant implications. This is what you work all year to get to these type games.
Is there any party that feels like you're getting Hewitt at a good time, coming off of playing Hoover and then playing Thompson, and just the emotions of those
I guess
games?
you could make an argument for that we had an off week and then had a good game against Chelsea, and we know what it's like to play a game after playing Thompson. But I'll say this: one of our best games was the week after we played Thompson. We were kind of beat up. So I don't think you can make a judgment on that. In theory, maybe so, but in practicality, we'll have to show up and play. It's a playoff implication game for them as well, and so they need to win. Both of us need to win to try to get the 3 seed in the region to just get a better draw in the playoffs. And so there's a lot riding on this one, and you know, for the last 6 or 7 years, it's been Hewitt, Hoover, and Thompson. And so we're trying to get in that echelon of people. When people think of this region, they put Vestavia in that group, and that's really kind of the push to these guys. I think we're good enough to play with anyone in the state, not just the region, because if you can beat people in this region or play with, you can beat anybody in our state. And but we also understand there's a humbleness too that comes with it that says we're not just good enough to show up, because Hewitt could embarrass us if we're not ready to go.
How important is what you just kind of talked about, you know, getting in that line right there? You know, year one under you, you're obviously trying to build this program up.
Yeah,
So
it's really important to me. It's like I've you know, this region, if you go back to 20, 30 years ago, everybody was about the same, and then for years and years there was one dominant team in Hoover, and then 6 or 7 years ago, Thompson and Hewitt both committed significant resources. They hired quality coaches. And you know, they have all the variables to have successful programs year after year after year. And really, all 3 of those teams were ranked. Hoover, Hewitt, and Thompson were ranked preseason in the top 100. People respect Hewitt, even though they haven't even been to a state championship game or the semifinals, I don't think. But people respect their program, and rightfully so, because they have quality coaches, they have significant resources, and they always have a talented team. And so, you know, we want to be in that same conversation. And I don't know if it will be this year or next year or 2 years or 5 years down the road, but the goal is to get there and to be there in the upper echelon of our region every year.
When you look at Friday night, what are your biggest keys for this team going out and having
Well, we got to
success?
play clean. You know, they cause and they can be disruptive and get turnovers, and then we got to get turnovers, and we got to get 4th down stops. I think both offenses, once you cross the 50, you're going to have to stop them on 4 downs. They'll have to stop us on 4 downs, and then special teams are always critical. We've been solid in special teams, but in big games, the turnovers and special teams tend to show up the most. they're going to have success and move the ball. We think we'll have some success and move the ball, and we've got to limit their scoring in the red zone. And just like I would imagine they would be saying the same thing about us, make us kick field goals instead of score. But you know, it's two very similar teams, and that stylistically they want to get up and down, we want to get up and down, and so it'll be interesting to see kind of who's standing at the end.
Coach, again, appreciate you taking the time to sit down and join us this week. Good luck to you guys Friday. Really looking forward to seeing how this one goes.
Thank you very much, Caleb.
Ulch Mulch is a proud sponsor of Vestavia High School Athletics and the Keeping Up with Vestavia Athletics show. If you're in need of lawn maintenance, natural stone masonry, concrete, or any other landscaping or hardscaping needs, look to Ulch Mulch, located right here in Vestavia. That's Ulch Mulch. Just call 205-704-0880 for your estimate today, or visit our website at www.ulchmulch.com.
Welcome back in, keeping up with Vestavia Athletics. Caleb Brooks now joined by head volleyball coach, Coach Ashlee Hardee. Coach, we talked about it last week. You guys were able to capture the regular season area championship. You'll be hosting the area tournament here next week on Wednesday, which will be a big thing. But since then, you guys have played against some good competition. You had a game against Homewood last week where you played them here, and then had one against Spain Park, and we all know what kind of program Spain Park has, and you guys were able to get a big win over them. And this late in the season, this close to the postseason, how important do you think that was for this team's confidence now going into these last couple of weeks?
Oh, it's got to be huge. You know, you could feel it afterwards. You know, after we won, it was, Spain Park deserves a lot of the credit. You know, they were state champions this year. They've played really well this year. State champions last year. They played really well this year. You know, they're number 2 ranking, and they deserve that. But we got it in here in a really close match, and we were able to play it here in our building, and we dropped the first 2 sets, and we're pressing a little bit. You know, we're trying to do a little bit too much with each play, and we talked about that, worked our way through the match. We dropped the first 2 sets, but we came back and won sets 3, 4, and 5, and they were all close. 3 was 25-23, I think 4 was 25-22, 5 was 15-13. And so, it's just we talked about this, week to week. It's just a really good group. You know, they don't get rattled too often. You know, they hung in there, and they really pulled out a good win.
You know, we talk about the confidence and all that. Y'all have had some big wins throughout the year, and how fun has it been to watch this group's confidence kind of grow from, a lot of the seniors talked about going into the year, they didn't really know what to expect. They expected to be good, but they didn't think it would kind of turn into what it's turned into. So it's had to be fun for you to watch them kind of start believing more and more week after week with win after win.
Well, you have to. I mean, the confidence, right, as you talk about, just continues to grow. The Hoover match we played here, an area game, it was 16-14 in the 5th, and you get a lot of confidence from that, from those close wins. We went to Thompson and played really well at Thompson. The Spain Park game, we just talked about that, but 15-13 in the end, you have to believe in yourself to pull out some games like that, and that just continues to grow. We lost to Homewood when we played here before the Spain Park game. We had a couple of people out, and that's a fact, but it's not an excuse. We talked to the team about it after the fact. Don't take anything away from Homewood; they played well, but we didn't play well. And we needed to adjust and take over, pick up some areas where somebody's not there, because that could happen. You never know. Somebody turns an ankle, gets sick, what have you. So we learned from that. We did, and we were able to bounce back and again play with confidence and beat Spain Park.
You never want to lose, but do you feel like the loss maybe could turn into a good thing of just kind of refocusing this team and making them realize, hey, we're not invincible and we still have some things that we have to look at?
Sure. These games we've scheduled down the stretch here, Homewood, Spain Park last week, not area games. This week, Bob Jones, Chelsea, not area games. We scheduled them for a reason, because all these programs are really good, and we can't play bad and win against these really good teams. And so, yeah, it gives you a chance to kind of refocus, open your eyes a little bit, you really pay attention to the details at practice and stuff. And I think we can do that through the wins too. But there was one. It was a non-area game. Listen, I don't want to lose any game, and we're probably not going to go through the year undefeated. So, we definitely had to learn something from them, and I think that we did, but the way we bounced back.
When you look at this week, what are the things you're wanting to really look at and this team to focus on the most as y'all prepare for the area tournament here next week?
Well, I think we can just keep going with our confidence level. I'd like to see us come in here, in our gym, the Wednesday against Bob Jones and really play well and kind of take over our gym. This is, we got to defend our territory and, in our building. And we get to play the area tournament here next week. So, it's a perfect opportunity to play a really good team and maybe step up and do that. I don't know that we're going to blow anybody out, but I just want us to play well and play with that confidence. And then the reverse of that can be true because on Thursday we go to Chelsea and have to play in an environment there where, they have a really good team and some good fans they'll have out too. So that'll be fun to play in that road match. But we want the confidence to continue to grow. We want to be able to walk out on the court and not have to feel like we have to feel the other team out. We want to walk out there and know that we play our best. It's going to be good enough and we're going to win the game.
It's going to be senior night on Wednesday. How important is it for this team to stay focused on the task at hand and playing well and not letting some of the festivities before the game and all that type of stuff affect any outcome with how the game goes?
There's a little emotion in it for sure. Mm-hmm. It's when they start thinking about it, it is kind of almost wrapping up we're headed towards the playoffs. Last official regular season home game, and so we're going to have some emotion and some tears. It's likely, but those are good tears. Those are good emotions. It means that they've really enjoyed their experience here in the program. It's only been 2 years with me, but it still means a lot. I'm okay with it. We're going to do it. It's a 5 o'clock start. We're going to do it at 4:30. So there'll be enough time to kind of wipe away the tears and be ready to play. But I think those are good emotions, and we can definitely play off those, build off those, and really have a good night.
You talked about how good these two teams are. I mean, we all know what kind of program Bob Jones has. Chelsea's been right there at the top over the last couple of years at 6A, and now it moves up to 7A. Mm-hmm. How big are these games, and just continuing to build off of beating good competition and carrying positive momentum into the most important part of the season next week?
Yeah, that's definitely what we want. I mean, Bob Jones is top 5 team in 7A. Chelsea is also ranked. If we don't come in here prepared and take care of business, we could go 0-2 this week. I mean, it's not that far fetched, and you don't really want that going into the area tournament. But we want to play good teams. And I think we'll do that. I know we'll come out prepared to play. We'll definitely be prepared on paper to play. But the excitement, and as we've been winning more games, we're 27-7. We've been getting more fans to come to the games. It's been a really cool atmosphere, and it's been a lot of fun. So there's a lot of positives that we're looking into this week, playing against 2 ranked teams.
What's going to be the most difficult part of playing Wednesday night here at home and then turning around and going on the road the very next day at Chelsea?
Well, you just kind of have you have to have a little bit of a short memory and just learn from the Bob Jones match, however it goes. Work on some things. The nice thing I think about this week really is that Bob Jones and Chelsea both have similar attacking styles. They're a little bit better, at the antennas than they are in the middle of the court. So that we've talked in previous weeks about preparing for kind of multiple teams in a practice. So we can do that. So that's nice. We're going to get a good test from our blocking outside the court at the antennas. Both Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to work on it today in practice, and so that'll be really good for us. And obviously, hopefully, we win the matches. But this will be good preparation as we get to the tournament.
Coach, really appreciate you taking the time again to sit down with me this week, and good luck to you guys this week. Really looking forward to seeing how these 2 matches go, and we'll be right back here next week to start getting geared up for the area tournament.
That's right. All right, thanks. We'll see you next week.
Olch Mulch is a proud sponsor of Vestavia High School Athletics and the Keepin Up with Vestavia Athletics show. If you're in need of lawn maintenance, natural stone masonry, concrete, or any other landscaping or hardscaping needs, look to Olch Mulch, located right here in Vestavia. That's Olch Mulch. Just call 205-704-0880 for your estimate today, or visit our website at www.olchmulch.com.